a Demetria patient, and I started coming there in May of 2019. Where do I begin? My father passed away in 2015, and then my grandmother shortly afterwards, and I was in a bad marriage, and I started drinking kind of at nighttime just to help me go to sleep, but it got to where it was like I started earlier and earlier every day until finally I was getting up in the morning and drinking at 8 a.m. I'm an RN, been one for 16 years, and I always prided myself in my job, and that was something that made me happy. And it got to the point where I had to take small sips of alcohol every few hours just to prevent shaking and withdrawal symptoms. So I did eventually get caught at work. And, excuse my dog, sorry. I was turned into something called TPAPN, which is a nursing peer group that monitors you, and you have to go to rehab and you have to do the work, and then once you're better you can go back to work as a nurse. And so I'm going through that right now, which is no fun at all because I have to get drug tested like once a week, and it costs a lot of money. But Demetria has saved my life. It has been amazing. I go to group therapy 3 times a week, and I have made so many good friends, and my therapist is just absolutely amazing and so compassionate, and there's not a punitive feel to it. You don't feel like you're being punished. You feel like they understand you and that there's hope for you, because I had lost all hope, to be honest with you. Both my grandfathers were alcoholics. I have a history of addiction in my family. I was actually addicted to pain pills about 10 years ago as well, but I was able to get off of them with the help of medication assistance. I took Suboxone and it helped me. But then once I stopped that, I switched to drinking. When I was active in alcoholism, my life was terrible. My husband was always angry with me. I was always making excuses to people why I couldn't go places because I didn't want to drive. I stopped doing activities that I enjoyed, such as I was always a big exerciser, wanted to take care of my health and eat healthy and do yoga and weights, and I like to read, I like to cook, I like to, there were hobbies that I had, and I just completely stopped doing them. All I cared about was getting home from work and drinking till I passed out. And doing so let me forget my pain that I was in over losing my father, because that was very hard for me. And it's been 5 years, and it's still very hard. I still cry over it, but here's the deal. Death is an inevitable part of life, and we have to deal with it. And alcohol is definitely not the solution. Neither are pain pills. How I found Demetria was I had worked with a social worker named Amy, who is absolutely wonderful. And when I was so afraid to seek help because I was a nurse. And I thought, if I do and I get caught, I might lose my nursing license. And so I didn't seek help. But I was afraid to stop on my own, because I know with alcoholism, you can die from not getting the proper help. I mean, you can go into seizures, you can have what's called delirium tremens. I mean, there's so many bad things that can happen to you, so you really have to be medically assisted. And here's another problem. Most of the time with alcoholics, you need to go to an inpatient rehab, but I didn't have the money to do that. I lost my job, and I'm married to a Baptist minister who I adore now. It's my husband now. But unfortunately, it's not a very lucrative career, so he, we just couldn't afford for me to go into any kind of inpatient rehab. And one day I just remembered Amy, and I thought, she works at Symmetria. It's a recovery place. Why don't I call her and see what she has to say? I called her, and she said, girl, I will get you in there tomorrow. You come in tomorrow. And I did everything she said. I got in there the next day. They put me on a medication that helps with cravings and all that. And I was able to remain sober for many months. And I was doing so well. And then I started having some depression issues, which has always been an issue for me. And I wasn't sleeping at night. And the doctor that I was going to told me to double my antidepressant. So I did, which was horrible. I was jittery, I was shaking, I couldn't sleep, and the only solution that I thought would help me would be, go ahead and let me drink again. And I didn't mention this before, but prior to Symmetria, I was drinking a fifth of whiskey a day, and it barely did anything to me. I didn't even notice it, to be honest with you. And I never denied that I had a problem. I knew that I was an alcoholic. I knew it. And I wanted help so bad. And I prayed to God every single day to take this from me. And He did. And He didn't do it in a way that I would have preferred. I would have rather not gotten caught and kept being a nurse. But He did it in the way that He thought was best for me. And anyway, I did have a relapse recently, and that was about, a month or two ago. And I stopped going to Symmetria because I was embarrassed. I didn't want to tell them what had happened. And when I finally decided to speak the truth and tell them what happened, I got nothing but compassion. I wasn't ridiculed or shamed. I was told, you know what, it happens, and let's just get you on recovery. Let's get you back to normal. And my counselor there, who is absolutely amazing, said, you're coming 3 times a week. Let's get you coming every day. It'll give you something to focus on. Even if we don't talk for a long time, come here, do your school. I don't know if I said this, but I'm actually in school trying to work on my master's degree in nursing because I want to become a nurse practitioner and help other addicts like myself, because there is so few resources for us out there. There's a stigma. We're made to feel ashamed and embarrassed, and I don't want that. I want people to have a place to come to where they can get the help that they need. So anyway, my therapist suggested that I come every day, and she said, even if you just come and color in a coloring book or do your schoolwork or hang out, whatever you need to do, but don't sit at home being lonely and feeling that urge to drink. So I've been going every day, and it's been very helpful. And the friends that I've made have been amazing, and the relationship that I have with my counselor has been wonderful. Sorry, I'm reading my prompts is what I'm supposed to say. So, probably the greatest struggle for me in all this has been, I have really bad anxiety and depression issues, and I always have. And alcohol has always helped that. When I'm anxious, hey, drink a bottle of wine, that anxiety goes right out the window. But I'm having to learn new ways to cope, because here's the deal. If I don't stop drinking, I'm going to die. I'm 45 years old. I have 2 grown children. I have a wonderful, amazing husband. We just got married 3 years ago. I love him, and I want to grow old with him. I have 3 grandchildren, and I want to see them grow up and get married, and I want to be alive, but I won't. My liver cannot withstand what I'm doing to it. And so there's no option for me. Would I like to just drink forever and not have anxiety? Heck yeah. But it's not an option. It's not an option at all. And I have to learn new coping mechanisms. So one day I made a list of productive things that I can do to take my mind off wanting to drink, such as I like to read. I want to read the classics. Um, I love to exercise. I like to walk. I like to do yoga. I like to do weights. I love spending time with my grandchildren. I love to cook. Oh my gosh, cooking is like my thing. I could cook every day. I wish I owned a restaurant. That would be my ideal job, I think. But my main goal is I want to be a nurse practitioner, and I want to help others. Not only with alcoholism, but with pain pill addiction. I have two friends in group right now that both were in serious accidents, and they were prescribed pain pills, and they needed them. I mean, it was legitimate. But because of the opioid crisis going on right now, there's limited access to that, and they don't get it anymore. And so they've had to learn how to deal with their pain without medication. And I want to be an advocate for them, because I do think that people that misuse and use diversion and all that kind of thing for drugs have made it hard for people that really do need, pain management. And so, when I was doing it, I was abusing it, and I didn't have legitimate pain. I just, oh, I have a hangnail, let me take a pain pill. And I know that. I know I have an addictive personality. It runs in my family. But these two girls that I go to group with, they're not like that. They have legitimate pain. I mean, one poor girl was literally run over by an old lady that ran into her, pushed her through a glass window, impaled her, broke a bunch of bones, and she is in constant pain. And she has no access to pain pills. So Symmetria has helped her because they put her on something alternative to that, and it has helped her. I mean, it has not completely eliminated her pain, but it has helped. And I have another friend there that fell off a horse and broke her hip. She's young. She's my age. She also has fibromyalgia, which is a chronic pain condition, and it has caused her severe pain. But I'm so proud of her. Through Symmetria, she got on methadone to get off pain pills, and each week she's trying to reduce the amount of methadone that she's on, and she tries so hard. And one fun thing that we do at Symmetria is every Friday we do art projects. And like this whole month we've been doing Christmas stuff, and I am not artistic at all. And I've found so much joy in doing these art projects, and we just have so much fun doing it. Usually the other 2 days we just kind of talk about, we usually start our day with good news, bad news, and we'll talk about good things that have happened to us, we'll talk about bad things that have happened to us. And it's so helpful, because talking to your family members when you're having a bad day or whatever, they don't always understand because they're not addicts. I have a wonderful husband. He's amazing. But he doesn't understand because he's not an addict. So talking to other addicts is so helpful. And then talking to a compassionate, kind-hearted, caring staff, which is what Symmetria has, is just amazing. I actually see a psychiatrist on my own that doesn't have that at all. He's kind of terrible bedside manner or whatever, but I have to see him. But at Symmetria, it's the total opposite. I never feel ashamed. I feel like I can always be honest and say, look, I messed up. I screwed up. I drank. And you know what? we work on a plan to get me back on track, and it helps. My advice to anybody that has a drug or alcohol problem is Symetria has been a lifesaver to me. I would probably be dead if it weren't for them. And I don't say that lightly. My liver, when I went in, I had my liver enzymes tested and they were terrible. And within a month of stopping drinking, they went back to normal levels. And I can't express my gratitude enough. Symetria, I love you. I love your staff. I love everything about you. And I'm actually getting close to graduating from going to group all the time, and I'm going to miss it so much. But it's time for me to go back to work again. But Symetria has helped me to do that. But I can tell you this, I will always be in contact with them, and one really good thing is that the therapist gets there at 6 a.m. So if I get a job that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning and I need to talk to her, I can go in early. Very flexible hours. But once again, don't ever give up hope. I was really hopeless when I started there. I'm not a suicidal person, but it was almost like I told God, I don't care if you take me. I'm not going to go commit suicide my own self, but take me. I don't deserve to live. I'm an awful person. I've done these things and whatnot, and Symetria has given me my confidence back. It's taught me resources and tools to use to prevent relapse, and it's fun. It's encouraging, and I just absolutely love it. I have nothing but good things to say about it. So, please, if you have a problem, this is the place to go. I didn't think there was a place for me here in College Station, Texas, and there was. Once again, thank you, Symetria. I love you. Well, apparently I did this wrong because I was supposed to describe my life before recovery, and I think I already did that, but I'm just going to say it was bad, and I was hopeless, and I didn't think there was anything for me out there, but there was. Symetria. Before Symetria, the attempts that I made to try to stop drinking, so I was drinking 7-7 was my drink of choice, and I can remember one New Year's Eve, I said, okay, I'm going to stop drinking, and I made a list out, and I said, okay, so the way I would do it was I would pour 13 squirts of Seagram 7 into my glass, and that was my drink, and I would probably do that 3 or 4 times a day. And I made this list, and I said, okay, well, today I'm going to do 12, tomorrow I'll do 11, and the next day 10, blah, 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 and so on. And then I'll safely get off alcohol. That didn't last a day. 12 squirts wasn't enough. I did 13, and it just didn't work. I tried all kinds of things, and it just did not work. It did not work. You have to have support of other people, and you have to have compassionate support. Not punitive, you're a terrible person because you're an alcoholic and a drug addict or whatever. You have to have compassionate support, and Symetria does that. Symetria has impacted me in that I feel a sense of belonging somewhere, and that there are other people like me, and I feel cared for, I feel loved, I feel respected, I feel that I'm not stigmatized as this horrible alcoholic, but that I do have something to offer this world, and they bring that out in you, and it has boosted my confidence so much, and I needed that so much. Probably the single thing that I struggle with are still cravings, and I take medication for that, but when I get anxious or depressed, what's my go-to? My old friend, alcohol. In fact, that was one of the hardest things about quitting was, like, alcohol is my best friend. I went to it for everything. So that has been the hardest thing, but I have had to learn to replace alcohol with positive activities. Like I said, reading, cooking, exercising, schoolwork, visiting the grandkids, reading the Bible, spending time with my husband, all those things. And the few times that I have slipped, you know what? It wasn't worth it. I didn't even like it. First of all, my tolerance is so dang high. I could drink a bottle of Seagram 7 and not feel a thing. So why do it? There's no purpose in it, But that is the hardest thing, dealing with. I think that emotional issues such as depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, whatever, we self-medicate ourselves because we don't know what else to do. But getting the appropriate treatment for those issues will help. My advice to somebody that is, starting out on their recovery journey is do it. Go for it. It's scary. Oh my gosh, it's scary because that's your way of life. It's all you know. All I knew was I gotta get up, I gotta drink at noon, I gotta drink at 5, I gotta drink at midnight, wake up in the middle of the night. That's all I knew. And I was scared to do something different. But you have to bite the bullet because if you don't, you will die or something really bad will happen to you. For example, meth addicts. Do you want to look like a meth addict with pits in your face and rotten teeth? No. I'm too vain for that. I know that if I keep drinking, I'm going to look like an old hag in about 5 years, and I don't want that. I pride myself on my appearance and trying to look good for my husband and my family and that kind of thing. So, if nothing else, don't do it for those reasons. But not only that, but don't you want to live and see your kids grow up and your grandkids and be in a happy marriage and have a great job and all the good things that life entails? Because it can happen. It can happen, I promise.